Hey everybody, Pastor Shannon here doing a little bit of a follow-up to our Sunday message about the distinctly Christian life. A few things we looked at Sunday morning. We talked about Ephesus itself, kind of the nature of that city and what it was all about. We looked at the fact that it had some similarities with the USA. I like some of your responses about similarities. The politics, the religion, the philosophies. But one of the things somebody pointed out was that they were such a wealthy and safe place in that city that they were able to devote lots of time to subjects like philosophy and religion, and that isn't always the case when you find yourself in crisis or in danger. So it really is a privilege to be able to do exactly that. The next thing that we talked about Sunday had to do with this sovereignty of God matter. And as we talked about the sovereignty of God, one of the things that we really wanted to see is that God had chosen His people out of the throngs of humanity in order to do something special with them. And He was asking them, as a result of being called out, being separate, being uniquely chosen, that there's a responsibility that goes with that. You shoot live, you have to wait for a tractor to go by sometimes, huh? Okay, so as we were talking about fate and the stars and how our fates really aren't determined by arbitrary things in nature, they're determined really by what God allows to happen and how God works all things together for His purpose. Now, with that in mind, there's a response on the part of God's people, and that response is characterized by two things. Remember, there's grace and there's peace. Now, grace is something that we receive that we couldn't have earned for ourselves. It's not something that we haven't, by some level of merit, been able to acquire. It's a gift. And then peace is something that we extend to other people. Now, peace has some interesting things about it. Peace is the absence of worry, the absence of fear. It's also the presence of opportunity. And peace means that we can extend that to other people. Let's say a couple more things about peace. Peace is something that gives us the freedom to be able to be and to do. Because of the freedom that the Ephesian people had, they were free to do things like philosophy and religious discussions, and that was a real benefit to them. So for us today, when we as people, as Americans who exist in this place of incredible freedom and opportunity and liberty, that kind of peace that we've received gives us the opportunity to do for other people. Now, as a Christian in America, you have not only the freedom of economic freedom and peace and security, but you also have the soul freedom of knowing that your soul is safe in Jesus. There's a reason behind all that you do. And so now what you are being gives you the ability to do for others. I hope you're tracking with that. With grace comes freedom, and with freedom comes the ability to do and to serve others. That's a Christian lifestyle marker. So this week I'm shooting the Thursday Thought video here on the front porch of this historic house that's under restoration right now, so that kids from under-resourced areas will be able to come and study music. Loud truck again. The neat thing about that is that no money is being spent here by the university or by the organization. All the money is coming out of the hands and pockets of people. We're giving of our time and talent in order to help make this place work. The reason for that is that this is going to teach music to kids who may not have had that opportunity otherwise. I had a few notes about this. Let me cheat and read it off my sheet here. Some of the things that I noted about music is this right here. It's a universal language. It's a universal language that crosses cultures. It has rhythm and melody that gives expression to frustration and hope, to celebration and sorrow, to longing and love. It is voice and it is opportunity. And what I thought was interesting is music really is God's gift to mankind. And since God's given that gift to us, we have an opportunity here by using the know-how and the tools, the equipment, the talent that we have to provide that gift, right? To do, to give to somebody else. And therefore the gift of music that God's given us is something that those kids are going to be able to have and use the rest of their lives. See, that's what happens when grace is understood, peace is enjoyed, and peace is given to other people. It's not a pat on our back, it's a challenge to you. And here's where I want to do now. I want to ask you this question this week. what can you extend to someone else? Because of the grace you've received and the peace you're living under, what can you extend to someone else? Maybe that's time, talent, treasure, resource, opportunity, actions. I want you to think hard about that. What can you extend, understanding what you've received? Now, next week on Sunday, we're going to be talking about Ephesians chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. And the theme of that is that grace gives way to life-giving works. So you're pondering this question about grace giving way to life-giving works. You pondering this question is going to give you a heads up as we go into our message on Sunday morning. I'm Pastor Shannon. This has been Thursday Thoughts. I look forward to seeing you Sunday and hearing your comments during the course of the week as we continue our study in Ephesians and loud trucks. See you then.